Good evening and welcome back to a dwarven fortress where we have had an unfortunate underground forest fire and where I have just been accidentally reading a Mastodon post about different kinds of feldspar, of which we encounter at least some in Dwarf Fortress, because I think it mentions orthoclase, which we've definitely got some orthoclase around. They're not down here. Down here it's mostly gypsum and limestone. And it also mentions Labradorite, which is a song by, an album by Haganeh, which I don't have, largely because it's like the previous incarnation of Haganeh, who are not as good as the current one. They should do a re-release of it all, played by the current band. Anyway, stop blithering, Harris. Steph has just posted in ILC, feldspar is the best, for some reason. So, yes, why did we have this underground forest fire? Because I had got slightly too complacent about unusual volcanic walls, fundamentally. So we had found repeatedly, I wonder if I can find an intact one, structures that consisted of a 3x3 block, 3x3x1 block of obsidian with lots of very valuable gems embedded in it. And the first, and I had noticed in the wiki that there was an under some, there's one, I think, yes, that diamonds were, among other things, found in, I think it described them as unusual volcanic walls, with a note saying minor spoilers. So since I hadn't actually met them yet or done anything with them, I declined to read the spoilers, though I did at least know they were interesting in some way, like taking the viewpoint of a dwarf who has heard of these things but not actually ever run into them. So they appear like this. We can see the edge of one here, 3x3, and it'll extend in there, and it's only 1 Z level high, so it has a floor above it, and it's got like faint yellow diamonds and red diamonds and green diamonds and blue diamonds. I don't think we've ever encountered one of those. They usually have rubies and sapphires instead. And the first few I got very carefully dug in from above and nothing interesting happened. So then I got lazy and just demolished them from the side, because that's much easier. There's another one. That's a much more obvious instance, isn't it? Oh, I haven't turned up my mouse pointer size. Let's turn up my mouse pointer size quickly. And yes, so I got lazy and started just mining them horizontally rather than carefully getting myself up on top of them and mining downwards. And that was unfortunate, because after a little while longer, I found one that didn't. I found two that weren't just solid lumps of obsidian with extremely valuable gems embedded in them. The first one turned up this object, Amaneveka, the Silky Shields, a clear blue metal crossbow, an artifact clear blue metal crossbow, which is probably quite good if we can find someone who knows how to use a crossbow. And the second one turned out to be full of magma. So we ended up with the magma pouring out, I think, very rapidly vaporizing the poor dwarf who was doing the mining. Unlike normal magma, it looks like this wasn't actually heating up the wall until it was exposed. Like now those are warm walls, but I'm pretty sure they weren't warm walls when I marked them for mining. I think they became warm when the thing was breached, and then it set fire to the grass on the cavern floor, and so now a largish area of the cavern has been reduced to ash. There's lots of dead plants, at least some dead trees, though they're not all dead. I think this is like how fires in general work in Dwarf Fortress, and conveniently the fire didn't spread through this gap here and hasn't spread across Z level, so it's basically this area you can see here. There is still some magma, so I'm a bit reluctant to go back there until until the magma has all cooled down. And then we can get those star sapphires, and over here, which is where we found the crossbow, we can get those rubies and blue diamonds, and then we can start exploring the other ones of these things, because if they not only contain terribly valuable gems but also contain the occasional artifact weapon, obviously we should keep digging. But we have to do it a little bit more carefully, probably by digging into the centre of the of each cluster first, each whatever these things are, each wall first, before we start. Because then, if it turns out to contain magma, the magma will be contained, as it were. Hang on. Yes, if it contains magma, the magma will be contained. Oh no, the fire did spread up here as well, apparently. Okay, it did spread across Z levels because we've got more burning there, but it didn't spread back down again. There's a burnt section there. Let's just check that there isn't any fire still burning that I've missed. Didn't get up onto that layer. Didn't get up here. Got to there, but no further. It looks like it generally hasn't gone through the narrow gaps. Didn't get to there, didn't get to there. Like it didn't actually get through into this little area here. Did end up there, but then it's downwards from here, so yes, right. I think the fire is indeed not still burning, but there's a bit of magma that it would be nice to cool down. Right, let us unpause for a bit and let the magma cool down and see what else is going on. So someone is setting up yet another weapon trap in the Barbican, which is now like stupidly effective. There's a lot of moving crossbow bolts around going on. So, yes, one question is, what are the syrups of starting up to? Because the syrups of starting are our, right, yes, are our siege operators when they're not operating sieges. And one of they should be the ones who are practicing. Stray cat has given birth to a kitten. They're the ones that should be practicing with crossbows. So they're the ones who should wield that ludicrous new crossbow, actually. But for some reason, none of them seem to have crossbows at all. Oh, are they lacking quivers or something? But didn't we just acquire a bunch of quivers? Yes. That does just say crossbow, so they should take the guild-oral agreement with the Company of Clouts has been satisfied. Excellent. I vaguely remember setting that up to happen because I knew I would forget it otherwise, which I did. So yes, I think that's yes, the Company of Clouts is Guildhall, which has been properly upgraded. Dizzyet asks, how's your lookout tower? Well, that's the other thing that the Syrups of Starting should be doing, and here is a somewhat thirsty recruit who is currently out there. If he or she gets very thirsty, he'll come in and get some more booze. But should probably do you currently have a no? We should make some leather water skins for those people who are on duty for a long time. We should make leather water skins for everyone, really. How are we off water skins? We've got a couple. I mean, admittedly, flasks might contain a few more things. No, it looks like it doesn't. I think we have a somewhat decent amount of leather. Let's check. Like, I don't know that we bought much recently, even though we had the opportunity, but we have 28 tanned hides, so we could make, let's say, 20 water skins. Oh, okay. I presume that means that one unit of leather turns into 3 water skins. So if we make 30, that will only use 10 of our things. We do have 4 squads, though one of them is the buttery brunch. Let's take that up to 20, so we end up with 60 water skins, which is far too many, but will still give us some spare spare leather in case we need it. So here, indeed, the person who was staffing that lookout tower has just decided to wander off. Hopefully someone else will come and replace them. That's how it should work. I mean, ideally, we would have someone there all the time and they would like relieve one another in a more sensible fashion. But dwarves. A giant has turned up. A gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size. I mean, apart from things like dragons and giant sperm whales and so forth, which are doubtless much, much bigger. Possibly quite large as things that resemble humans go.
Yes, but in that case, the question would be, what's the size comparison between a giant and a bronze colossus?
I'm sure the wiki can tell you. Nikuzidos, who is almost certainly going to attempt to break into the fortress because we have shiny things. So I think we should follow the usual siege procedure, at least more or less. Which means I have to find the usual siege procedure, which I've written down somewhere. The siege operators should... Actually, we should add a note that says syrups of starting, no orders, shouldn't we? Because that should actually be a thing we do. Syrups of starting should go to no orders and should go back to off duty or whatever it's called. Which is not off duty at all.
So I think bronze colossuses are in fact bigger.
Right, so almost unparalleled in size.
Yes, I think they did say that, that's fair.
Bronze colossodes are bigger than giants. Anyway, next instruction, the siege operators should also be specialised to siege operating. Yes, we did recruit a new one after at least one of them got killed recently. The front siege engines should probably be set to, at the very least, stand ready, and probably that one should actually be set to fire. Not sure if the we're not quite sure that the catapult is safe yet. Probably is. Other siege engines should be set to not in use. Like that. The main burrow should be unpaused. The lower bolt hole should probably be paused. Various pastures. The outdoor pasture, which I think is now that one, yes, should be paused. The war dogs, which has neither of these has anyone in. It's really not worth pausing them, but still, everything's got killed. The Barbican wagon bridge should be F2 Ben. Should be retracted, which is to the right. The inner drawbridge should be extended, which is to the left. Any mining on the surface should be set to blueprint mode. Not sure we got that back from... I don't think there's any out there, but I could be wrong. We'll have a quick look around for anything highlighted in brown. Not sure if you can highlight something in brown, but no, those are naturally brown. Yeah, I don't think we've got any surface mining going on at the moment. And any bolt holes, we really need to build some better bolt holes, but for now should be unlocked in case anyone needs to hide in them. Right, so that should be safe, but like there is a giant coming, so now we probably want to look a little bit at what people are going to do while outside the fort. Oh yes, we were suffering a bit from a coal shortage, weren't we? Right, it looks like those people have mostly abandoned whatever they were doing. Doesn't seem to be anyone down near the farms. Just have a quick look around to see if there's anyone else that I really need to pay attention to. Does look like that item there should be marked for dumping if it isn't already. Not that anyone's going to do anything with it now because it's outside the fortress, or outside the burrow more pertinently. Where's the giant got to? The giant is actually heading towards the fortress, but I think all the people are sensibly coming inside. They will probably be slightly surprised by that bridge opening up underneath them and another bridge closing, but like I'm sure they can find a route. There, we splat. Sorry. We've bruised the administrator and the planter, who've both fallen into the Barbican and will now have to find their way out again.
But the game is very short, so clearly doesn't have suspense in mind because it told us whose upper arm got bruised.
Yes. They have now managed to stand up and are not stunned anymore as a result of falling down there. What are you doing? You are trying to store an item in a stockpile thicket. That wasn't helpful. Now I need to know that based on this, don't I? Which is more annoying. You're going to find some lignite somewhere, are you? Can I just take that task off you? Yes. Let's turn both of those tasks off because I bet the other one feels like it's weird as well. We now have a child playing an unhappy child playing make-believe in the Barbican. What are you doing? You're storing an item in a stockpile. Stop storing items. Okay, where are you going? You're going nowhere. Well, how about you go nowhere somewhere more useful that isn't quite so close to giants? I mean, to be fair, if they run away from the giant, if the giant actually arrives, they should run away inwards, so it'll probably be okay. They will now have to contend with the one-way dwarf valve, which for some reason has someone standing on it. All right, they've just walked in. Right, so where's the uninvited guest got to? Right, they're about. He or she is about to arrive at the entrance to the fortress. He is about to arrive at the entrance to the fortress. There is still a dwarf standing just inside the entrance with no job, possibly because the connectivity of the fortress keeps changing. What are you doing? No, stop it. What equipment are you going to pick up? I mean, you might be okay, because you might not manage to get out before the problem is, yes, I can't remove that job. I mean, what I could do is simply forbid a largish number of nearby items and hope that that includes the item we want them not to pick up, but it might be optimistic. Well, the giant has just come down the hill and discovered that we've got a bolt thrower. I am kind of suspicious that that giant versus bolt thrower, the giant does not last very long. Oh, I've forgotten to run the thing with the game log, haven't I?
Does Dwarf Fortress model the idea that a very big giant is an easy target?
I don't know. I think so. I think Dwarf Fortress models like how difficult it is to hit your targets. So yes, I fear that the giant is not going to
Was the giant known to be hostile already?
they in general are. I mean, they're like forgotten beasts in that respect. I think this dwarf has just leapt across the gap from the bridge to the land on the far side for reasons best known to themselves.
In order to,
Oh, I think well, possibly no.
in order to go hand to hand with the giant, who the bolt thrower operator was doing just fine.
Yes, yeah, it is beginning to look that way. Um, no, the giant is grabbing the planter rather than vice versa, but still, you could just have waited. No, no, must punch the giant. Right, the giant is getting pin-cushioned with crossbow bolts. There is no need for you to get involved. Okay, possibly we may have run out of crossbow bolts. No, there's still 65 in the machine. Possibly the giant is now too collapsed to be worth shooting. Okay, does the bolt thrower operator have a sense of sportsmanship? Once the giant has passed out, it's no longer appropriate to shoot him. Possibly it's just in order to give the planter a chance to get the glory, or at least wear out their fist. Planter punches the giant in the head with his right hand, bruising the muscle. The planter punches the giant in the head with his right hand. Right hand, then left hand, then right hand, in fact.
Yeah. Maybe the planter's primary motive is this is an exercise session.
How are your skills, planter? Nishathel?
Trade win.
Yes. Not quite a fracturing. Currently, a dabbling striker and a dabbling fighter. Let's see if this can get up to novice before someone kills this giant. Yes, you are getting to bruise this giant's head repeatedly. Might be brave enough as to unpause and that's a better message. I mean, nice organised. Oh, yes, left and right and left and right. Was that a single crossbow bolt? Yes, the giant briefly regained consciousness. I think a single crossbow bolt was fired, but the giant was already unconscious again as a result of another punch. And therefore, yes, I think there is some sense of sportsmanship among siege operators that they won't attack an unconscious target. Diziet says you could probably unburrow, etc. I probably could, but let's be on the safe side. For once, it's me going for the being safe approach. No one is in danger here. We'll be cautious. Okay, I might eventually get bored, of course, but... Have we always been bruising the fat, or the muscle rather? It's a mixture. Oh, brief moment of consciousness there, a bit longer than the previous one. I mean, nothing much came of it. So, except that when the giant is conscious, the planter's aim gets less good. The planter has jumped away, but not fortunately straight down into the straight down into the moat. Has the I've lost the forest fire. Where was it? Oh, there it was. Right, it's certainly still smouldering. Yes, there is still some magma down there. Right. Nish, have you just given up with exhaustion? The planter collapses and falls to the ground from overexertion, but keeps on punching. I can't stand anymore, but I must withdraw. Yes, that's fine. You don't actually need to stay there. Excellent. Good. I mean, now we could enable the catapult, couldn't we? Though it may not fire because the giant is unconscious again. And we don't usually get "I must withdraw" followed by a successful withdrawal, but here we've managed it. Are you just wandering around now? No, you spotted the giant and decided you'd prefer not to be there. I am slightly worried about leaving this catapult enabled because it might, if someone's in the way when it fires, it might injure them. Like, for instance, the cat that's straight in front of it. Oh, our administrator has decided that now is an excellent time to have a strange mood. So yes, giant comes round briefly. Gets a burst of crossbow bolts and passes out again. Does not get a rock thrown at them. I mean, we could send some military out there to do it. Oh dear, the giants died. Oh well. I was going to say we could send some military out there to do something helpful, but post-siege faff. Let's just reclaim all the objects around there. So syrups are starting back to whatever their usual setting is. Ready. I should probably reorganise that a bit, but it'll do for now. Siege operators should become generalists again. Siege engines should be set into more sensible settings. Main burrow unpause. No, main burrow pause. Pastures unpause. Also, like, we should see who should be in each of them while we're here. No, that's the wrong button. Pasture settings. Unpause. And are there actually any grazing animals that need to be assigned to it? Yes, that rabbit. Well, actually, it's an adult rabbit. Possibly we should just slaughter it. And a named KV pup, which definitely needs to be out there where it can get killed by the next round of... why is there an elf on this list? That seems incorrect. By the next round of invaders. There's also that. Can we stick a couple of war dogs in there? Also, why do we have a war tiger? We should have disposed of the war tiger. Right, mysterious construction commenced, so we don't need to worry about that. Where were we? Yes, Barbican Wagon Bridge. Extend. Inner drawbridge. Retract. Surface mines don't need to do anything with. Bolt holes, check that they're empty and lock them again. That one has a puppy in, so we'll leave it for now. That one is apparently empty. Right, so that was a fairly easily dealt with giant because fundamentally we are a pretty well defended fortress. Let us drop 10 tons of giant corpse into our rubbish dump. Right, the front bolt thrower has been properly loaded so that it's ready for the next unfortunate creature that turns up trying to nick our stuff. There is still a bit of magma down here. Oh dear, those diamonds are on fire. I think that's what the double exclamation marks mean. I mean, yes, it's correct.
How can diamonds be on fire? I mean, you know, yes, they're carbon, but
If they are sitting in magma.
okay, right, I will concede that if you manage
think.
to put them in magma, I'm not sure they can be on. I'm not sure they can be on fire as such, but maybe I don't know. Someone find chemist.
Yes, I don't know if diamond is actually fire safe in Dwarf Fortress, but it's probably not magma safe.
That's because almost nothing's magma safe.
The internet seems to think that real world diamonds can be set on fire if you try hard enough.
Mm.
So
Yes. I kind of have got the impression it generally requires liquid oxygen and such, but almost anything can be set on fire if you've got enough liquid oxygen.
also, of course, because diamonds are normally used for purposes of jewellery that requires them to be perfection, to be very close to perfect. If your diamonds get caught in a house fire, you may not care whether they burned up completely. Just a small amount of fire damage is enough to destroy their value.
So yes, I think this smoke is smoke from burning faint yellow diamonds. which is a new and amusing failure mode. Or not really failure mode, but we don't want to send anyone down there while it's full of poisonous or at least slightly unpleasant smoke. Or while there's still some magma, because you just know some dwarf is going to tread in it. Right, it'll take a little while to lug that giant corpse to the rubbish dump. Okay, yes, we've got this problem of dwarves wandering into the lower bolt hole in order to get food. Ah, right, no, everyone's left. Excellent. Lock the door. Vabok Ginet Momus, administrator, has created Isten Bekor Takuth Boshut, a menacing iron spike. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Kib Ernpeaks. 1. Artifact menacing iron spike. This is a menacing iron spike. All craft warship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of round gypsum cabochons. On the item is an image of 2 octagon cut gems in iron. Right. Well, if you don't have a use for your spike, I will stick it in the moat when we're next enspiking the moat. Yes, I'm sorry to report that the spike does not menace with spikes. Apparently this is technically a weapon, though an artifact spike is, yes, not the most useful weapon ever. Why syrups of starting do you not have crossbows, eh? Also, that room is looking very popular. What is it? It's the Heavenly Sanctuary. Ah, right, which is a temple of the Doctrine of Skies, which has 41 worshippers in this fortress. Yes, okay. That might be why it's so crowded. There's an argument I should extend it a bit, but... Oh yes, how have we got... If we wanted to, say, start putting some nice porcelain floors in this dining room, how much have we got? We've got enough for that section at least. Let's just carry on increasing the value of our already extravagant dining room by tiling the floor with porcelain. Right, so that's our reserve coal bin. Is the right stuff happening there, I wonder, to make that reserve, make us enough coal. Just having a quick look at what the state of the objects being decorated here, right, is. Yes, we get bits of bone now, which is right and proper, and some stupidly... On the item is an exceptionally designed image of Ute's magic dread, the goblin, and Tothil focus controlled Tothil focus controlled the euphoria of Jules, the Etin, in copper. By Errol Mengtamol. On the item is an exceptionally designed image of Vir, the deity of the sky, depicted as a female dwarf in amethyst. By Onal Amalzaneg, Vir is contemplating. Yes, we are getting some suitably extravagant furniture constructed here.
Well, Snobbersary menaces with spikes and doesn't menace with poisonous fumes of poisons, unlike actual furniture actually found here.
Right, I think now the only remaining magma is the magma that's setting fire to those diamonds.
Progress.
Once those have evaporated, I'll be willing to let the miners back into the caverns. I mean, it's a bit cautious, but magma is dangerous stuff. Right, so now we have a small section of porcelain floor in our already overly valuable dining room. I mean, I doubt we can actually... Can we find out what its value is? Is there an option for that? There's like bedrooms there. We can only see that they are bedrooms. We can't see how good a bedroom they are. And similarly, tombs. Where are the dining rooms then? Are they at the top? Yes. So that's probably the main dining hall. The unnamed dining hall. But well, we can add it to a location, but that doesn't tell us much about it. We can look up people and find out how good their bedrooms are, but this is not anyone's dining room. Oh well. What we can see is that everyone enjoys dining there. It is blissful dining in a legendary dining room. I intend to keep you all blissful in my dining room. Oh yes, we had a rabbit we wanted to slaughter, didn't we? Yeah, we're not stupidly overly well off for food. Possibly I should resist the temptation to buy more cheese though. Which I get a comment in IRC that just goes, but cheese! Diamonds are still on fire. And more importantly, the magma is still there.
Magma is still on fire.
So here we have someone who is learning leatherworking in order to make me some water skins. Oh, that's the wrong workshop. That's why it's full of strawberries. Right, yes, we have a quantity of tiger leather water skins, which should be quite valuable, really. Slightly valuable. Which does now mean that a bunch of people are trying to obtain themselves some water skins, which is good because it will mean that they don't get so thirsty. Right, and we have slaughtered the rabbit. Oh right, it did not produce very much of any use. That is cave dragon scale, isn't it? It is of no value. sadly, like, you should totally be able to make dragon scale mail, but you can't. We should start learning how to do things with skull, or doing things with skulls, really. Because we are going to end up with a bunch of them. Like, I don't think it's very hard. I think I just need to set up a task to convert them into totems, which we can then do nothing with, or sell. Or I suppose put on pedestals if they turn out to be really good. Dispose of some useless hair anyway. I mean, maybe we could spin it into thread, but really not worth the hassle. Slightly strange we still have some hoof there, but I'm sure it'll get moved into the relevant stockpile eventually. We do have a lot of materials here still. Even with my general principle of trying not to bother with meat. Like, we didn't successfully bother with meat here. We killed that rabbit and it turned out to have no meat on it. Oh yes, I was going to go, well, we've got a craftsdwarf's workshop here, which processes bone anyway. Let's also, oh, but skulls will be in the wrong place and it'll all be a faff. We'd have to make a stockpile for putting skulls in. To make sure it's independent of everything else. Maybe I can't be bothered. We still have adequate teeth. Yes. I'm not so sure we do. So yes, we have a decent supply of bones. And indeed shells. Oh no, there's a tooth. 2 teeth. So the next time the teeth jobs get scheduled, it might actually happen. First we're going to decorate this throne with, well, everything, I think. There we go, decorating something with teeth. Was it this one? Yes. On the item is a masterfully designed image of Sibrek Shellbridge the Dwarf and Rattlesnake Men in Tiger Tooth. By Rovod Sassitirist, Sibrek Shellbridge is admiring the Rattlesnake Men. That's nice. We've decorated it with tiger tooth. And there is still some tiger tooth spare to decorate something else with. I mean, seems to be a bit of a lag here in just getting all the jobs scheduled in this workshop. Still magma and still burning diamonds. Maybe I should make that skull stockpile while I'm waiting for the diamonds to go out. So there's a gap there which is in slightly the wrong place, but it'll do. I mean, actually, no, let's just go around the edge of this workshop. So if we take this stockpile and remove those 3 squares from it, then we can create a stockpile there of 3 squares, which will be a stockpile for skulls. Refuse, item types, no, body parts, no, skulls specifically, I think. Not that things will necessarily go into it very soon. Dizzy, it says, you always see incompetent is embellished limestone thrown ham-fistedly. Well, no, that's not worth telling us about. We only get to see the masterful improvements. Like, we can doubtless find some ham-fisted improvements as well. Maybe. Problem is, of course, the really good dwarves are the ones who also do things fast, so... I mean, on the image of it is, on the item is an image of 2 spears in lavender jade, does not tell us anything about the quality, and that means it is of the lowest possible quality.
Like, it's okay, we guess.
Right, the skulls have been delivered, so now let's add a new work order to make totems when we have, say, at least 15 skulls lying around. Oh, and set up that to take from that stockpile, which should also be named Skulls number 61. Right. I'm not quite sure what the point of totems is. I think they will mostly be things we sell and ways to get rid of spare skulls. Though, yeah, there is a slight... no. I was going to say they'll end up decorated, but they'll only end up decorated with bone, and like we don't have a shortage of bone. So I'm not actually worried about that. Still magma. Thing. Oh, what's going on with that tiger? We appeared to still have a caged tiger around somewhere, but I don't know where. Not in that cage. Not in that cage. Oh, there, right, excellent. Okay, we should release you for suitable values of release. Camela. You are in the right place to be hurled down into our rubbish disposal system. Meanwhile, this stockpile should be amended to take elves, because we apparently have an elf in a cage. Dizzy, it says, I guess everyone in this universe is just so much into bling that even the worst possible embellishment doesn't actually reduce an item's value. Indeed, yes, we have elves on the list, right. Where is this elf? Oh, hang on. No, what? Why am I focused here when I look at the elf. Is the elf still riding the tiger in the cage? That would be weird. No. All right, no, they are in a different cage somewhere, I think. Hang on, one way we could tell is by then going, what happens if I focus? No, what happens if I focus on the other one of them? We don't move. Maybe they are still riding the tiger in the cage. That would be kind of odd. Well, let's find out when we take the tiger out of the cage and hurl it down the pit, which should just have happened. Yes, that cage is now empty. The tiger has vanished, and there is still an elf somewhere. What's in the wheelbarrow? Ah, the wheelbarrow contains a cage. Why is that cage in the wheelbarrow? Can we extract the tiger from the cage, the elf from the cage, while the cage is in the wheelbarrow? We can try. Well done. Elf successfully hurled into the caverns and has buggered off. Right, good. We are actually able to sensibly dispose of prisoners of war here, which is nice. No, it turns out that the tiger was not actually, the tiger and the elf were not actually in the same cage. They were just in two separate cages in the same square, one of them inside a wheelbarrow. Magma, diamond fire still ongoing. Right, so we are now producing such things as elk bird skull totems. And indeed we're about to produce a cat skull totem, which is not going to be a very valuable item, but like it's more valuable than a cat skull. Elk bird skull totem is probably worth a bit more, to be fair. That one's worth 60, and I think it's about to be decorated with more bone. Yes, it's now an elk bird skull totem that menaces with spikes of exceptionally worked tiger bone and is much more valuable. Pink Beast suggests that that elves riding tigers are blatantly a metal band cover, a metal album cover. Sorry. Yes. A certain kind of metal band could easily have elves riding tigers. Masterpiece Elkbird skull totem has been produced. Value of all of 90 because quality got kind of nerfed a bit in version 50. But yes, we are properly bringing you items in here as necessary, and yes, everything is going to get decorated. We're going to end up with with all of these totems decorated with bone and horn and shell and such like. Bigby suggests that dumping elves into the cavern might not conform with be in accordance with the Geneva Convention. I would have to look it up. Plus, like, Geneva doesn't exist in this world. Everything is menacing with spikes of tiger bone. That's fine. I'm not, like, I'd slightly prefer it if we weren't decorating skulls with everything, but we're not. We're only decorating it with decorating them with tiger bone, and we have so much cave dragon bone for when we run out of tigers. Masterpiece goat skull totem, that can go on our metal album cover.
You said you wanted to learn to do things with skulls.
Well, yes. We do actually still have a bunch of, like, spare skulls and horns over in this area. Oh well, we'll save them for, like, embarrassing running out of skulls moments. Yeah, we're still short of coal though. Oh yes, I was, like, slowly mining coal on the surface, wasn't I? Because of my insistence on doing it open cast, I can't just set it going automatically. There's even some lignite there in among my kaolinite, which is worth mining out because that's easy to find. Let's do this in the upwards direction. Just nibble a bit more lignite and bituminous coal out of the hillside. That is actually tetrahedrite, which is slightly valuable, but I don't think I'm going to bother with it now. There's some lignite, but that would also thin the walls of the front of the fortress a bit. Not in a way that matters, though. I'm not too worried about, like, making the slope up to the entrance a bit steeper. I don't think, am I? No, actually I am. I think keeping a largish flat area out the front of the fortress is a good plan, and we should not remove land out there gratuitously, or even slightly non-gratuitously for lignite. Out here is less of an issue though. That's back to the tetrahedrite, isn't it? Yes. I mean, so far, the goblins and such have not actually managed to bring anyone capable of mining. which is good. Makes things relatively easy for me. Oops, that's slightly too far and I don't care. Like, if I mine a bit too much here, I end up getting some spare gypsum, which is fine. Right, this is, I'm afraid, a rather tedious. Ben searches the entire map for coal area. That is like part of our tombs, so we should not try to mine that out any further. Right, that will give the miners at least some work to do. And maybe get us a bit more coal. Fire out yet? So once the fire's out, we can start doing some mining down here. Nope. Oh no, there's the diamonds are still burning, but there isn't any magma underneath them anymore. So they're a lot less dangerous than they were. And they will probably burn for quite a long time. So I think we should now allow dwarves back into the caverns. No. So can we confirm, yes, the inner bridge is open already. So then we go here, here, unblueprint. And we can unblueprint that safely, yes. And I think we can safely unblueprint that. And that's just sardonyx, so that's safe as well. Then we can investigate wherever there's some more of them, like that's some that was the first one I did because I wanted to work out if it went downwards as well. Doesn't, turns out. So probably want to like just do some vigorous coal mining down here. That lot all looks reasonably safe and quite convenient. So what I want now is to see what other bits of unusual volcanic wall I can locate, which is going to involve a similar kind of tedious wandering around the map that we did on the surface. I do have vague memories of where we found them before. Thought there was something in the upper left anyway. Right, there's one. So for safety, what I think we should do is to carve an upward stairway to there. So that's outside of the mysterious wall. No, not like that. Then remove that section above, and probably while we're in the area, mine out all of that lignite. And then we'll investigate digging down into this. You've struck amethyst. Where did we strike amethyst? Over here. Ah, right, yes, there's our other one. 28, actually in the southwest. And there's one down here at 27 in the south. Convenient, we have some lignite to mine here while we work out what else is going on. So that's the centre square. I think we should actually mark that square there to be dug downwards. Has that worked? I think it might have. Well, we'll see. Might get distracted by mining all this lignite, but there can't be much lignite because it has to fit in this little space here. Oh, Dwarf Fortress, stop being sluggish. That square there wants to be mined downwards. There we go. Right, we're decorating totems. Decorating all the totems. Also, we are continuously making crossbow bolts. Oh, deep within this strange place, we have uncovered what must be another treasure of the gods. Excellent. And we did that safely, like. So there is actually an open space here once we dug it out by this time. And it contains Imomim Utar Uvno, a singing metal longsword. This is a treasure of the gods. And Imomim Utar Uvno, a singing metal longsword. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. And I think at this point it's safe for us to just mine out all of this, but we may as well do it from above for safety. Black diamond. Excuse me. Pinkbee says, highest quality, it sounds like it was made by smelly humans. Well, possibly. I think craftsmanship is a general term here. I think it was probably actually made by well, possibly by the gods. I think we will stop coal mining down here for a bit until this lignite has been collected, because I don't want to leave lots of stuff that needs to be collected down here. It's good. We are still improving the thrones and such as well. Here are the miners turning up to actually mine the gems now that we've found what's in the middle of this unusual volcanic wall, and it appears to be safe. Right, shall we try another one? Did someone just stop that mining because it was too difficult or something? Because they don't seem to have quite mined that out. Seems a bit weird, because I'm pretty sure it's adequately accessible. I mean, it would collapse if you dug it from the side, but it should be safe to dig down from above. Right, someone is coming along to fix that. Good. So there's another one here. So there's some floor there, so we could dig a staircase up from there to there, and then clear out the space. Let's get the priority down a bit. No, wrong mode. Clear out that area, and then we'll be in a position to dig down into the unusual volcanic walls again. Where is our mining dwarf got to? Have we managed to make it really difficult to get to this area? No, I think it is just really difficult anyway. Right, they have now released the extra diamonds and now going on a wander. Well, not a wander, they have a particular destination in mind. And are thus finding new and exciting things. Because we're striking, just check where we found emerald. Right, yes, we've just been able to see a different side of that solid lump. We shall mine it from above anyway. For safety. So that's actually the centre square, isn't it? Yes. So we should, once we're ready, dig downwards there. Looks like the dwarves have got distracted again. Lots. Oh, oh. Where are there are some more diamonds we found? Where are the unusual volcanic walls we've just uncovered then? Oh, there. Yes, right. 27, south, very southwest corner. Which contained faint yellow, yellow, faint yellow and red. Which I think covers all of the things in that list that are particularly valuable. Right, I'm slightly sorry to report nothing exciting in this one at all. It looks like it's really hard to get to. Let's not try. That moss agate will not be hard though. While we're in the area. Right. So that's a bit more stupidly valuable gems available. What are you carting away, I wonder? Oops. Some chert. Yes, I suppose technically we did dig out some chert among some of the more interesting objects. But no, it's the chert you're going to take home with you. Okay. Why are you sleeping in a doorway? Oh, have we run out of bedrooms or something? We have, yes. Snooze. It's midnight. Maybe I should not do the tedious task of sorting out our bedrooms. Maybe I should instead declare that since it's midnight and there are tedious bedrooms to sort out, I could instead sort out my own tedious bedroom and then sleep in it.
My lack of, well, my poisonous tedious bedroom, by sleeping on the sofa. Hooray.
Oh, right, yes, you're collecting iron ore, that's fine. Right, yes. So we will probably be back on Sunday. Things are kind of not very exciting at the moment. Clearly I need to find some other things to do. I mean, we've got some ludicrous weapons and we should try to get people actually using the ludicrous weapons. Or I suppose we could do what we usually do with swords and stick our artifact singing metal longsword into a weapon trap somewhere, along with our artifact iron spike. But all of that will happen later because right now it is late and it is time to go to bed. So I will say save, return to the title menu and say good night. Good night.